Welcome to Chad Hates Carbs. Today we're going to be making buttercream Easter eggs. A little late for Easter this year, but the recipe looked pretty good, so I wanted to give it a shot. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter. If you're familiar with my stuff, you know that I do a lot of butter. And I managed to burn this, so that's great. Starting off on the right foot. So we got half a cup of butter. We got 2 ounces of cream cheese, which also was exploding in my microwave. So 2 for 2. That's awesome. What we're going to do is we're going to stick this and over here in our KitchenAid, and we're going to beat it together until it's all creamed together. I'll let you come back in a second. Okay, now that that's beaten together, we're going to take, it looks like 1 cup of Swerve. This is the confectioner's kind. It's important that it's the confectioner's because that way you don't get that grainy texture, which you definitely don't want in the kind of a candy. So what we're going to do now, you want to introduce this slowly. We're going to go slow a little bit, and then once that is all combined, it's going to be super thick. So you got to be careful with that. You want to keep an eye on it. Okay, now that's all mixed together. What we're going to do is we're going to throw in whipping cream. We've got half a cup of whipping cream. You're supposed to have this at room temp, so I've let it sit out for a second. You want a half a cup of that, or sorry, 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. Okay. And then what we're using for flavoring, I'm just using standard vanilla. I'm using 1½ teaspoons of vanilla extract, and it says you can do food coloring if you want to, but I'm not doing that. So I'm going to just put the vanilla in, and then we will let that mix up. And then at this point, we're going to have to refrigerate them after this. It says basically we have to refrigerate this mixture for an hour. So in an hour we'll come back and then we'll do the rest of the construction. So we'll see you then. We've got the buttercream stuff been sitting in the refrigerator, and it is solid. It is very crusty. So this is going to be interesting. It's calling for me to put them into egg shapes, and I'm feeling particularly lazy today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do something that my wife did. the last time she made me something, which is just put a little parchment paper in the bottom of this pan and turn them into single piece that you just, you cut off a piece when you want it rather than making individual items. It's a lot faster. Since I'm pretty much the only person that eats any of this, and I don't care what it looks like, I don't need them to look fancy, so I'm going to just do it like this. So, I have to get out a serious spatula here, because it is pretty hardcore. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to mash this down into here, and then at this point, once we're done with that, we're going to mash it down, and then we're going to stick it in the freezer. It's got to freeze it says for at least 2 hours. So we will do that, and then we'll come back and do the chocolate topping. And again, normally, like if you do it right, you would do the chocolate topping would be, like a candy bar or something. In this case, it's just going to be a covering, so we're going to have 2 layers with more buttercream to chocolate, because I like chocolate less than Catherine does. So we'll see you once this all gets frozen. Take care of it then. Okay, so it's been sitting in the freezer for a while, so we're going to go ahead and finish it off with the chocolate topping. I've only put 3/4 of the amount of chocolate. She calls for 4 ounces. Okay, so the ratio is 3 tablespoons of cocoa to 1 tablespoon of oil. So I've taken a recipe, and now I only have 9 tablespoons here instead of 12. But I do have a little over 4 tablespoons of coconut oil because of the ratio plus the extra oil that she wants. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to mix this together. This is because I don't have any of the fancy baking chocolates that she calls for. But what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up at least a little bit, and then we're going to put it in the microwave to give us an actual melted chocolate. So it's a little bit different than what she does. It's a little bit harder, but I never have the baking chocolate on hand. And I've tried looking for that baking chocolate in local stores, and they don't have it here, at least. So you can see I had already heated the coconut oil in the microwave a little bit, and it's actually working pretty well. It's still a little bit lumpy, so I'll probably heat it up just a little bit more in the microwave. So maybe another, 10 seconds or so. Alright, so that's 10 seconds. Yeah, that's looking better. Not seeing any big chunks. So what all I'm doing now is I'm just going to pour this right over the top. Concept being that I'm going to have a little bit of a chocolate layer, but it's not going to be, this is not going to be as much chocolate as is called for, because I like chocolate as a little bit of an aftertaste, not the main feature. I need to figure out if there's a way you can really make milk chocolate or something from this kind of deal, instead of this dark chocolate. Alright. Stuff froze up doesn't freeze up, but it definitely got cold pretty quick. Didn't spread around as much as I expected it to. It pretty much froze directly on there, so yeah. That's pretty funny. Alright, well, I guess since it's already in that shape, let's go ahead and just cut off a chunk and see what it tastes like. It reminds me of a magic shell. That's really funny. So the chocolate just, it's magic shell. Doesn't really make a single unit yet. I'm going to probably leave the rest of this in there. We'll see if it works any better. It's kind of like an ice cream sandwich. It's not bad. I think this was less successful than the haystacks my wife made, because those stay integrated pretty well. Because there's two completely separate layers here, they don't sit together real well. So probably should have made it in a actual candy method. Alright, so I'm going to put these back in the freezer. Yeah, I'll put them back in the freezer and we'll see what happens. Then we'll come back and take a look at them again maybe tomorrow and see if they've gelled into one. So we'll see then.